Yo, what's going on, Phantom Thieves? I'm back with another video for you, and tonight we are going to talk about a video that my boy Doc Dark has been talking about as far as whether or not gaming is a luxury hobby. Um, and my boy Cowboy, he also threw in on it, so I only have one thing to say to Cowboy, but we're going to get straight into this. So you guys know what to do if you enjoy the content, and make sure this is good. All right, let's listen to this.
What's up, everybody? Doc Dog 985. There's levels to this. I got a quick video for you guys tonight. Listen, luxury in gaming. This thing has been bothering me for like the past 3 days now, past 4 days. It's ever since Nintendo released their whole Nintendo Switch 2 Direct and $80 games, and I see people defending this and some people saying that inflation and all this other stuff.
Now, I do want to say real quick, I'm not getting into all the inflation talk and all that. The only thing that I'm here to talk about is whether or not gaming is a luxury hobby. It is, but I'm going to break down why it is, and it's going to be really simple.
I put up a poll on Twitter, and you know, polls on Twitter are facts. But anyways, I put up a poll on Twitter pretty much asking, is gaming a luxury hobby? And the answer was yes, it is if you want it to be, or no, it is if you want it to be. See, regardless of how you answered, I was still going to be correct.
You're not correct, Doc, only because gaming is a luxury or a hobby. You can use either word, but gaming is a luxury or a hobby. However you want to say it, those words intertwine with each other. When it comes down to what gaming is, they intertwine. It's a hobby, but it's also a luxury, and I'm going to explain why.
I do not believe gaming is a luxury hobby. No. That doesn't make any freaking sense.
Want to try Ozempic?
Hey, Doc, you my boy, but we ain't doing no ads, so we're going to get past this.
So this is tirzepatide.
The arguments that gaming is a luxury hobby out there, a lot of them don't even make sense. This is the worst one. The whole, it's not something that you need, essentially, so therefore it's a luxury hobby.
That's exactly what a luxury is. A luxury is anything that is not of a necessity. That's actually really simple to understand that.
Well, by that definition, then every single hobby would be a luxury hobby.
Yes, everything is a luxury hobby. That's what I want you to understand. It is a luxury hobby. If it's not a necessity, it is a luxury or a hobby. It's not a. Don't try to group in the words luxury hobby. A hobby or a luxury is anything that is not of a necessity.
What hobby is a necessity?
None.
There's no hobby that's a necessity. So then every single hobby would be a luxury
Yes.
hobby. And then you see how stupid that sounds, right? So
it's not stupid.
That
It's not stupid, Doc, when it's a fact. And we're not gonna watch this whole video because he starts going into other stuff with the console wars and all this stuff. We're not doing that. But
that one to me doesn't make sense.
watch.
Okay. Now the other one is people spend up to $4,000 on a computer and another $2,000 on a TV. That's a lot of money, this and that. And yes, that's true. Gaming can be luxurious if you want it to be. If you want it to be luxurious, gaming can be luxurious. But gaming doesn't have to be that. Gaming can be whatever you want it to be. You can game on a phone the same way that you could game on an 8K TV. You could cloud stream your game now. People were saying that for $45 you could get a Fire Stick in game. But now all of a sudden gaming is a luxury hobby. You see how this stuff...
Gaming has always been a hobby or a luxury. And let me get to my boy Cowboy, because he agrees with Doc and says it's not a luxury or a luxury hobby. A luxury hobby that doesn't make sense. And Cowboy ain't nothing but love. So, you know, I do want to say you agree with him, but in your intro video, by the way, check out his channel, and now your mama knows. In your intro, you say this.
Oh, and one of my favorite hobbies are video games, so I guess we'll be doing some of that too.
one of my favorite hobbies is video gaming. Nowhere do you say one of my favorite necessities is video gaming. It's a hobby. And if it's a hobby, that's a luxury to have. I've been repeating myself, and there's a reason for it. When Doc's done talking to where I want him to get, I'm gonna break it down real simple.
Doesn't make sense, all because you want to go ahead and take care of a company that doesn't care about you. And this is what the point of this video is. You are in charge. You are in charge of how much they're gonna charge for something, because all you have to do is not pay for it. It's not like
And I'm glad he says that. Speak with your wallet. I've said that before. I won't be getting Mario Kart because of that price point. But Doc, Cowboy, anybody, would you say that same thing about your mortgage, about your rent, about making sure your family has food on the table, about making sure that the lights come on when you walk home, when you turn on your faucet or your shower, does water run? You wouldn't say speak with your wallet. You're going to pay it because it is a necessity that you need. Gaming is a luxury. Right there, Doc, I hope you understand where I'm coming from. That right there already explains why it's a luxury. Right there. Listen to this again. Let's go back.
How much they're going to charge for something. Because all you have to do is not pay for it. It's not like gas. When the price of gas goes up, we could complain all we want, but we gotta pay for it. It's not like we're not gonna get gas in our vehicles, right?
Because it's a necessity to get you around. This is why gaming is a luxury. And you know what? I'm about to end it right here.
So that's different. Because gaming is a hobby and not a necessity, we control it. We control whether or not it should be luxurious or not. And this is why this really bothers me, and it bothers me a lot. All of you people that keep saying that gaming is a luxury hobby, and you need to understand that gaming is a luxury hobby, you don't understand that I remember nights in New Jersey where I was about to go to bed hungry and I couldn't sleep. And all I would do is I would turn on Mega Man 3 and I would just play. And I would play over and over again, even though my stomach was growling, even though I was hungry. I would just keep playing until finally my eyes would start to roll back and I would start to get tired and I would go to sleep because that would help me fall asleep. Just playing the game distracted me from the hunger that I was feeling in my stomach. Do you understand what that feels like?
I actually do, Doc. And this is why it's so hard for me to comprehend how you don't get that gaming is a luxury hobby. I'm going to use the word you want me to use now. How can you say with a straight face that you were hungry, so hungry that you needed games to distract you? And then, you know what? Keep on making my point.
So for me, if you told me that gaming was luxury, if you told me that I had a luxurious lifestyle because I was playing video games, even though I was freaking starving, are you out of your freaking mind? I remember having to play video games, okay, in my living room with all the blinds closed, the shades off, in very low sound, because my mom had to go to work and she would have to leave me at home, me and my little brother. I was 8 years old and it was a newborn baby at home.
Oh,
yeah,
again,
I'm back.
Not
but
doing
only
that.
because you have not downloaded Pi.
And all my mom would tell me, like, hey, don't open the door for anybody. If you hear anything, just whatever. And I remember just playing video games by myself, terrified at the time, right? Because I didn't know exactly what was going on. I remember my next door neighbor that had type 1 diabetes. I know what that is now, but back then I didn't know. I was in the doctor, right? But now I know what that is, right? And I remember that this dude would get everything for Christmas. His parents would bust themselves to try to get him everything for Christmas. And it's because they didn't know if he was going to make it to the next year. Okay? And I remember when he got a GameCube. I remember this. Next door neighbor to me, right? He had a GameCube. Oh, man, everybody was like, damn, dude, you got a GameCube. That's what's up, whatever, right? Ain't nobody ever look at this kid and say, oh, you have a luxurious lifestyle because you...
Nobody said that, but it doesn't make it not true. Everything that you are describing is a luxury. His necessity was the medication and everything else that came along with him being a diabetic. The games were a luxury at that point. You see, I think what your problem is, and maybe Cowboys as well, you guys are thinking of luxury as only, you're thinking of it monetarily. That's your problem. And if I'm wrong, correct me. But you're thinking of it from a monetary standpoint. Luxuries are not only monetary based. Now, Doc, and I don't know if it was this video or the other one where you said you called them dumb people. Don't necessarily agree with that, my brother, but it is what it is. I just want to say one last thing. Doc and Cowboy, listen to me on this one. We all believe in the Most High. We all believe in God. No shame. We have no shame in proclaiming that. Bro, anything that God gives us that is of a necessity is just that. Sometimes I think we get caught up in being so blessed that we don't realize everything else is a luxury. Everything. And it's not monetary that makes it a luxury. All of these hobbies and stuff, I think because we are so blessed, we don't truly comprehend how luxurious we actually have it in life. Bro, I've been hungry. Being able to play that video game to make you go to sleep, it may not have been the best thing, but it doesn't mean you didn't have a luxury, my brother. Especially now when you're getting, and I'm not counting your pockets at all, but all these game systems you've shown off, people blessing you with a $2,000 PC, this, that, and the third, all of that is a luxury. Gaming is a luxury. God has blessed us so much that we forget. And I'm guilty of it as well. But gaming is a luxury. Think about this. You said that you played games to be able to get yourself to sleep. My brother, and I know you know this. How many people in this world are hungry and have nothing to put them to sleep? They just have to deal with it. They don't have that gaming. Gaming is a luxury. And I think we forget that because of how blessed we are truly in the end. Even if you have the money for it, guess what? Real life problems happen. Y'all talk about being able to play games on phones. Oh, so $1,000 just ain't nothing. Even if you got it like that, $1,000 is just nothing. Listen to how blessed you are to be able to, and I'm not saying y'all said that, but phones are some people's mortgages. That is a luxury. Yeah, once you buy the phone, but guess what? Not everybody has $1,000+. Not everybody has $500. And even if they have it, they're trying to take care of real life stuff first. So guess what? That game that they wanted or that system that they wanted, maybe they can afford it, but they'll be making the wrong choice. So even if they speak with their pockets, at the end of the day, we all want to have fun. We all want to have our hobbies. Guess what? Those hobbies are a luxury given to us. It is a blessing given to us. Because think about how many people in the world would never have that opportunity. Maybe that's a little deep, but just look at it from that perspective then. If you really think gaming isn't a luxury, can everybody do it? Can everybody truly, truly afford it as easily as you guys made it to be? I'm not getting into tariffs. I'm not getting into inflation and all that. Just answer that question. Can everybody do it as well as you can? And I'm not mad that y'all been blessed in that way. But to say it's not a luxury, I kind of feel like that spits in the face for people that would kill to have a little bit of what people like us have that have been blessed and fortunate to be able to afford this luxury. Because that's exactly what it is. Now, y'all still my brothers and everything. That's all I really got for you guys. I hope you guys take something from this. As always, peace out, y'all. Y'all stay blessed, and I'll catch you guys in the next video, all right? Take it easy.